Can we just take a moment to mourn Genba and the massive L he took? Because this might be one of the biggest L's known to man. Imagine thinking you're this like smug, I have such a high price tag, I demand the biggest of rewards because my skills are so amazing. And our MC, this lovable, little psychotic lord in the making, is just so enthralled and just so enthusiastic that you're so selfless because that amazing price tag you think is so ridiculous that I'm gonna turn your ass over, get a good payday, or I'm gonna take this kid for all he's worth, looks you dead in the eye and says, listen, it would make so much sense and it'd be completely justified for any one of my retainers to demand a province for helping me reclaim my power and secure that W, and yet all you want is money. Welcome aboard, my pal. Now, here's the thing. He probably will still get a province no matter what, but it's the fact that reality's sinking in on him and just, like, weighing him down to the dumbfoundness of just, like, bruh. That has to be one of my favorite things I've seen in this show. Like, that was such a funny moment, and in general, Genba as a character just feels like he's going to be a perfect addition to the cast. A little creepy and a little WTF, but hey, that's nature of the beast for this cast, especially when our god is half the time breaking the fourth wall and saying some of the most outlandish shit. Now, I do a full live reaction to all these wonderful episodes of the Elusive Samurai over on my Patreon. If you want some full good thought to any of these episodes, it's going to be over there exclusively. So we didn't talk about it on Saturday just because the weekend is so freaking busy and doing 4 shows, aka 8 videos, is very draining. So I decided to say, hey, I'm gonna watch this on my own time on Monday. And here we are. And overall, I thought it was a good episode. In a way, it kind of felt like a setup episode. We did get the resolution to the whole archery, which was very fun. But then we kind of get into the setup of where we're going next. I wasn't expecting any other characters really to be introduced. I thought the Elusive Warriors, is what they're calling themselves, was more or less formed, and we're just going to focus on that. But no, we need a bit more, and I guess an assassin who can be a thief and all that type of stuff, you know, it just kind of works, you know, not really an assassin, but I mean, it's pretty much a natural transition, right? But a master thief, right? So we have this antagonist who is very good at getting under your skin, and I think plays the role to such a degree that you can't wait for his downfall, but you can tell when his downfall does arrive, it is gonna leave a massive gap that it's gonna be hard to match the creepy, just what the hell energy. And it's not simply because his eyes are bulging out of his head like he's a goddamn, I don't even know, man. Like, half the time I think he thinks he's in Looney Tunes or Who Framed Roger Rabbit or something. I don't know, he just, Uncanny Valley is the best way to put it. But it's the fact that had we lost the archery tournament thing, the little competition, 100% he would have expected us to keep our word. But of course, when we win, it's just entertainment, doesn't matter. Now I'm gonna go home. It's literally the equivalent of, I'm gonna go tell my mom on you, and then brings a note from said mom to say, see, you're in trouble. Like, granted, his mother's note, aka his lord's note, it does hold some authority, and it does have that big dick energy to it. But it's just funny because you know damn well had we tried to break our word, he probably would have been stomping, he would have threw things on the ground and threw an absolute fit. But of course when we win it's complete opposite. But it makes sense. I mean, I don't actually blame the guy for going back on his word because, well, he had other cards to play. It's very laughable is the best way to put it. But it was fun to see the resolution to how we were going to get the W, because at the end of the day, everything revolves around, you know, something elusive and the concept of running away. Now, at the end of the day, I don't think everything this character does is always running away, but I think it's very clever how they do try to incorporate as much of that into the plot. So in this case, we had, I think he was, 4 points behind or something like that, give or take. At the start, it was like 5-1 or something like that, and what he ends up doing is when he, like, looks behind, I didn't even know what he was going to do, to be honest. I thought he was going to aim for dogs, because it looks like he's trying to aim for this man, but obviously the range wasn't there, and he does this big flip and then just hits him right in the Adam's apple, which, Jesus, would that hurt. And then he gets up to 3 points, because it's worth 2. And the fact that he then does, and I love how they, like, do some little history lessons, too, about different cultures, different armies that would do similar things that they would shoot as they're running away. And honestly, I'm surprised this man isn't dead, because at how close of a range it was, the fact that he then got hit very close to his temple. I'm surprised this man's neck didn't completely snap or his brain just... I'm surprised. That's the best way to put it. But it was very clever because the idea of incorporating a guy who, at the end of the day, we ended last week's episode with him almost getting a Hulk level power up. Hulk gets stronger the angrier he is, and for our MC, it's he gets more determined and fired up the closer to death he is. So he had that ambition, but then when you add in him running away, that's when his skills really pop out. And it's interesting to see how, you know, given the culture of the time period, like, his way of fighting is completely foreign to them. So it's completely alien. They have no idea really how to counter it. And he definitely is getting W's. It's just in ways that people are going to throw temper tantrums about. But when you've pretty much lost everything, who really gives a rat's furry's ass what your enemy thinks of you at the end of the day, because really, dead men tell no tales. But it was good. I liked the resolution of it, and then how they transition into, like, the day after where he comes in saying, no, you guys are screwed. And obviously, it's a little too soon to have a full-on battle that's going to cause a giant-ass war. So they're kind of shit out of luck right now, which then, in return, goes to the recruitment and then everything we see. A very second, like, very enjoyable moment for me was when this kid takes the face of this horrible person, and he's wearing, like, bunny ears, right? And the guards are like, bro, like, why are you wearing that? He's like, because it's cute. I want to be seen as cute. And I'm like, there's a lot of things I didn't want to probably hear this man say, even if it was imposter. But talking about being cute as your eyes are bulging out of your head is definitely on the list of please never say that again. That is the most disturbing shit. And then there's this one dude who's I have to imagine completely across the courtyard, listening on the floor, can hear that there's two boys in the shed and the guards are by the wall. Superhuman. Like, legitimately, maybe that explains why this guy's eyes can bulge out. Maybe he's like a discount Mr. Fantastic or something. I don't know. But Jesus, very, very fun episode. This show is a vibe, it is a mood, and it is sometimes a what the hell am I watching, but I truly wouldn't have it any other way. Very much enjoying this show. Seems like a lot of people are sleeping on it, though. I mean, it is a very busy season, mind you, but then again, every anime season's busy. I really just think what it is every other season, the anime community's more popular than it is the next one, so because last season popped off, now we're in a bit of a slower discussion one, and most likely fall will be very talked about as well. I've been around the community long enough, I've noticed trends, and it really does feel like winter and summer right now kind of get slept on a bit more, where spring and fall get talked about way more, but that's my random thought for the week. Let me know what you thought of this week's episode of The Elusive Samurai, though, down below. Leave a like if you enjoyed, subscribe if you're new around here, of course, ring that bell, and like I mentioned, we got those full live reactions over on Patreon, and hey, while you're over there, I'll just give you a video shout out. Alright, so today we got Artie Liu, Marcus Adler, FBI, Yogigo87, James Murphy, Just a Micro, and Lorena Fraser. So I appreciate the support, everyone. Please take care, and y'all have a good one.